Are you thinking about moving to Aurora, Colorado, but not sure what you actually think about it? And this video is for you. And specifically, we're going to go over the different feeling parts of Aurora, which you really wouldn't know unless you've lived here for a long time. We're going to cover the pros and cons of each of these different areas, as well as the big elephant in the room. Is Aurora, Colorado the worst place to live in Colorado? Aurora gets such a bad rap, and I'm frankly not sure why. I'm from Chicago originally. I've been here in Denver for 20 years. I come from a big city where there are real ghettos. Now, people that grew up and lived here must have a skewed view because they really think that there are bad parts of Aurora. There's going to be bad parts in any city, right? Places that you really just don't want to go in the middle of the night. But honestly, there's not a single part of Aurora that I wouldn't drive through at 2 a.m. So take it as you will, because it's a great city in my opinion. Now, where is Aurora, first of all? If you're not from here, Aurora is just to the east of Denver. Now, Denver proper has about 700,000 people in it, roughly. The population of Aurora is about 390,000. So it's about half the size of Denver. And there's not really like a downtown feeling to Aurora. It's really just an extension of Denver. I'm not even going to call it a suburb. I'm going to call it an extension because really they're just kind of the same. You're never going to know when you drive from Aurora to Denver. Like, there's not a clear dividing line of when Denver starts, when Aurora starts. And as we look on this map here, we kind of have three different chunks of Aurora, okay? Now, you wouldn't know this unless you lived here, unless you lived in Aurora for a long time, and you've seen its growth over the years. But we have this chunk here, which is kind of on the East Colfax area, which now Anschutz Hospital is there with a huge renovation recently. So this is typically the part that people consider the bad part of Aurora, Aurora Stan, if you will. It's what's given Aurora a bad name, I would say. East Colfax has been cleaned up over the years because as Denver grows, it just pushes out in every direction, right? And so as it grows and things get more expensive, the neighborhoods clean up as you go outwards, right? This chunk of Aurora is going to be the older parts of Aurora. These are going to be older homes built in the 1920s and 30s, small brick ranches. We'll take a look at a few of them here in a few. But then as you go further east, you start having more new construction into this area. And then all the way up here, you have Denver International Airport. All these areas way out east here towards Watkins, didn't even know they were in the official city of Aurora, to be honest with you. Now, as you go south, Aurora kind of spans 225 and E470. E470 is the new toll road on the eastern part of the city. It's kind of the second loop. So if you look at Denver from an overview, you're going to have 225, which goes around the city. Then you're going to have 470, which is the bigger loop on the outside of the city. Built very much like other cities, Chicago, Dallas, Fort Worth. You know, we kind of build in these rings outward. And Aurora is sandwiched in between these two highways. Now, E470 here is a paid toll. I-225 is just a free interstate. Now, this entire central kind of chunk of Aurora is gonna feel the same. A lot of these houses were built in the 70s and 80s, 2 stories, more your traditional style homes. And then you're going to have way further down in the southeast, which it like makes a jump here. You have Aurora, and then you have, I believe this is Centennial proper, and then it makes a jump, and now we're back in Aurora again somehow. So kind of some funny dividing lines going on here. But this entire chunk of Aurora are going to be new builds, 700,000 plus. Okay, these are going to be 4, 5, 6,000 square foot homes that are immaculate new build communities. So now going to our MLS, when we look at active properties in the MLS for sale currently, in Aurora, there's only 810 that are on the market today. For that big of a population is not very many. So when we start to zoom in here a little bit, this is where Anschutz Hospital is. So this is what's been really revitalizing over the last 4 or 5 years, right? As much higher paying jobs come into the area, doctors, nurses want to be much closer to the hospital because they work so much as it is, that real estate prices have gone through the roof. And what we're going to see in a lot of these properties here is we've got one here, 500,000 for a 2,000 square foot, 4-bedroom, 2-bath home. And looking through pictures, this one's been fully updated. 500,000 get you a real home in this area. Now, granted, they're going to be on the older side. So this one was built in 1949. Okay? So it's going to be an older home that's been revitalized. If we go west a little bit further, we have more inexpensive properties. Let's say this one at 285, built in 1921. Now this one's been updated at some point, obviously, because this is not from the 20s. And we can see it's moderately updated, but this is on a smaller side, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,200 square feet it's a beautiful kitchen, but you're going to have some funky properties in this area because of how old the neighborhoods are. Then as we zoom out, we can go further south into more of the central parts of Aurora. Okay. Now these neighborhoods are going to have, more of your newer shopping centers with your grocery stores, Home Depots and Lowe's, Targets, and everything's going to be quite a bit newer in this chunk of Aurora, where further on East Colfax, what we just looked at, it's going to be much older shops, right? You're not going to have a lot of those strip malls with a lot of your big stores. You're going to have to go much further east to get those bigger shopping centers. Now in this part of town, you're going to span. So if we start on the western side, let's say on the other side of 225, in that 500 mark, you're going to have properties like this, which are anywhere from 1,500 to about 2,500 square feet, more your typical everyday ranches in the United States. And they should be moderately updated within the 500s zone, right? Maybe topping out around the 600,000 mark for most of these areas around, let's say 225, and in between like Mississippi and down to Yale-ish. And a lot of these are going to be built roughly in the 60s to 70s area, right? As the city was expanding then, this was the next neighborhoods outside of the East Colfax area to kind of get built up. And so you're going to be able to get a moderately sized home for around that 500 mark. Now, if you go even further east into this chunk of Aurora, you're going to have newer properties. Once again, as the city expanded, newer properties are further and further out for around the 600s. Now, this is even a 3,000 square foot home, but this was built in the 2000s. And you're going to see this is going to be a beautiful home. It's going to be large enough for most families out there. It's going to be not well updated to today's standard because most of these were built 20 to 30 years ago. So a lot of them haven't had, the most recent flip updates to them. And then we've got something like this just around the corner, built in 1998 for $595. Now this is 2,700 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. Now you are going to find a lot of HOAs in this part of Central Aurora. And then we can head all the way down to the southeasternmost part of Aurora. Now, this is going to feel a little bit more like Parker, which is just to the south of this chunk of Aurora. Lots of new builds. Yes, most everything is going to be in an HOA, but you're going to have big properties here that this one was built in 2016. They're at $795, over 4,000 square feet. They should be fairly up to today's standards. And we can see here, beautiful home and a beautiful neighborhood, brand new updated kitchen, new hardwoods throughout. But you are up there in price, close to $800,000. And we've got some new golf courses down here. We've got some patio home communities down here. And this is going to be more of what you would expect from new build communities. And you're going to find that in Southeast Aurora. Now, what's really cool about this southeastern part of Aurora is Aurora Reservoir here. Big body of water, which we don't have many around the Denver metro area, as you can see. We've got Cherry Creek State Park. We've got Chatfield State Park down to the bottom left of your screen. But then we have Aurora Reservoir. This reservoir has been built out recently, and it's really an awesome place to go paddleboarding. They allow sailboats on here. You've got a beach in Colorado, which we don't have many beaches, folks. And yes, it does get busy on hotter weekends, but to have a place like this is not very common around the Denver area, and a lot of people take advantage of it. So to have all of these amenities, golf courses, the reservoir, all the shopping that are going to be new shopping centers all around this area is a huge draw to southeastern Aurora. So pros and cons of these different areas. If you're in the northern part of Aurora, you're going to be a lot more plugged in to what the city is doing. Colfax is the main artery that runs straight through Denver. So nightlife, bars, the music scene, everything is going to be pretty much happening off of Colfax. So if you don't want the Denver prices just to the west here, I mean, once we get into South Park Hill area, these prices shoot up into the millions real fast. So you can be in Aurora further to the east by about a mile, mile and a half, and be under 500,000, have yourself 1,000 to 1,500 square foot 1920s ranch bungalow style home, and still have everything that Denver has to offer at a much, much lower price. You know, the downside is going to be population density. A lot of these houses are going to be tightly packed in. The lot sizes are going to be more like 3,000 to 4,000 square feet versus 8,000 square feet plus. So you're going to be closer to your neighbors. The streets are going to be more lined with cars. Neighbors parking in front of you. The population density is going to be quite a bit more like what you're seeing on this street view going down the road, right? Everything's close together. You're going to have apartments and condos scattered throughout the neighborhoods, okay? So this feels more like being in the city. Lots of small houses, well, a lot more close together. In the central part of Aurora, on the upside, you're going to get a lot more house for your dollar, okay? Things are going to be a little bit more spread out. It's going to be more of your traditional neighborhood feeling, not in the city. So kind of like a suburb, but a little bit more of a populated suburb. And just picking a random street here, we can hop onto the Google Map views. I love using this tool every single day. And we can just see, you know, not as many cars on the road, kids walking down the street. It's a little bit more spaced out, more of your everyday, every sort of neighborhood feeling in the entire country. So you're going to have 2,000 square foot ranches, tri-levels, bi-levels. Your dollar's going to go a little bit further, and most of the lot sizes are going to be around that 7 to 10,000 square foot range. Shopping, you're going to have your own little hubs in each different neighborhood, right? And they're going to have, you know, your Walmarts and your Targets and your King Supers, and you're going to have all these little tiny hubs of shopping centers all around you. There's not going to be a main downtown area that everybody goes to shop at. So on the downside, you're a little bit further away from things. You're on the way eastern part of the metro area of around Denver. So if you have to get all the way to Lakewood, it's going to be a long haul to get there. If you've got to go to downtown Denver, it's going to take you a solid 30 minutes even without any traffic, okay? Because you're starting to get quite a bit away from most of the highways unless you're directly off of 225 or closer towards 470. It can take you 10 to 15 minutes even to get to the highway before you have to start getting to your destination. And then as you head further south into the new southeastern part of Aurora, you know, once again, just picking a street here, you're going to feel more like this, okay? A lot smaller trees because they're all newer communities, but you're going to be in these new home areas where they're going to have parks in each neighborhood. For the most part, you're going to have 3,000 to 4,000 square foot homes, a lot more HOAs, not many cars on the street. Population density is scattered out even further. But because of that, you're even further away from everything in the city. So if you don't have to go to Denver very often, you don't have to work downtown, this might be an ideal spot if your budget can afford it. Because when people think of Aurora, they think Aurora is not a great place, so therefore they assume that prices are cheap. Prices are not cheap in southeastern Aurora. I can tell you that. It's a really nice part of town. But you're going to have all your new shopping centers are going to be in southeastern Aurora. It's going to feel new throughout the entire area. You're going to have access to a number of golf courses just in this part of town. I mean, we got 4, and those are going to be within, a couple miles of each other each. And they're all great, brand new golf courses. And then, of course, you're going to have Aurora Reservoir as well, which is going to be a great spot to go into the summertime. And then just south of you, you've got the open fields of Parker. So getting into the outdoors here, taking hikes is actually going to be close. It's just not going to be hiking in the foothills. It's going to be more hiking in open plains, high mesa, high desert sort of feel to it. And on the con side, the obvious is that you're far away from downtown Denver, but if that doesn't matter to you, you want more space, maybe it's great for you. But budget-wise, you better be able to afford Southeast Aurora because they start just about $700,000. So it is not a cheap part of town to live in. But one of the biggest draws to Aurora is going to be the Cherry Creek School District. It is rated number 2 in the entire Denver metro area. I have a lot of friends that are actually moving into Aurora, parts of the Cherry Creek School District, just to have their kids go in through middle school and up through high school. So say what you want about Aurora, but I think it's a really great city to live in. I have a lot of friends who live in Aurora. I have a lot of colleagues who live in Aurora, and it's funny how it gets this bad rap, but unless you live there, you really don't know what it's like. But if you're still not sure if Aurora is the right place for you, watch this video and we take a deeper dive into its lifestyle, more pros and cons, its affordability, its real estate, to help you decide if Aurora is in fact the right place for you.